Es ist leicht frustrierend. Deshalb legen wir uns einfach hin. Wenn wir können. Vielleicht geht das ja. Vielleicht geht das ja. Mal gucken. Wow. Ja, ist denn heute schon Weihnachten? Nicole, hast du den Weihnachtsbaum da aufgebaut? Wir sind vielleicht nie mehr dabei, wenn sie gerade irgendwas tut. Zwischen Tag A und Tag B. Sagen wir was Neues? Das haben wir schon gesehen. Das ist nicht neu. Okay, dann... oh, wir können jetzt hier durchgehen. Das war doch immer versperrt. Oder? Ich glaube schon. Das kennen wir schon. Inventar. Das ist ein ganzer Kram. Ja, nimm das Zeug.
Irving?
Ja, das ist das erste, was du tust.
Nikki. Ho, ho, ho. It's a little late for holiday greetings, but I expected that.
What?
Well, I thought you were calling to... Hey, is everything okay?
Hast du
Yes.
besoffen?
I mean, I don't think so. No.
What happened?
I think I sleepwalked.
Like in the old Laurel and Hardy movies?
I'm serious. I woke up in church, standing in front of the lectern.
Wow. Does that happen a lot?
No.
One doesn't just become a sleepwalker from one day to the next.
It used to happen when I lived here. One time in February, I ended up outside.
But no parent leaves the doors unlocked if their kid sleepwalks.
I never told anyone.
Sleepwalking episodes are common in children.
That's not the point. I forgot all about it. Then I come back here and it happens again. If I ended up in that church, maybe there's a reason.
Sometimes following your instinct is the best thing.
I don't want to
No.
go back there now. But I'll think about it. Oh, Irving?
Yeah?
Mir gefällt Niki nicht.
Merry Christmas.
Wiedersehen.
Merry Christmas. Nikki.
Lass es. Ich traue dem nicht. Ich traue dem wirklich nicht. So, Map. Wirklich zur Kirche. Wenn ich die noch finde, spontan. Aber ja, warte mal kurz. Hier konnten wir bisher nicht durch, oder? Zu gucken gibt es nichts, aber da würde ich gerne mal gucken. Map. Master Suite. Da kommen wir zum Overlook. Nö, nicht wirklich, oder? Das sehen wir gleich. Doch. Wofür auch immer das gut sein mag. So, wir sollen zur Kirche gehen. Wann war ich zuletzt in einer Kirche? Das ist noch gar nicht so lange her. Allerdings war ich nur in der Kirche, um da zu fotografieren. Haben wir die Kamera noch? Ja. Also wir könnten noch fotografieren. Gut, okay. Ich bin noch im Boot. Laufe ich hier gerade komplett falsch? Wie komme ich denn zur Kirche? Main Floor. Lower Floor Basement. Da ist die Kirche ganz rechts. Von da. Ich muss in den Dining Room. Ich muss in den Dining Room. Ich bin hier falsch. Und der Dining Room ist, wenn man hier rauskommt, auf der rechten Seite. Er macht hier ständig die Türen zu. So, mal kurz gucken. Erstmal da geradeaus, würde ich sagen. Da geht es geradeaus, aber nach oben. Ich möchte nach unten. Ist das hier? Nee. Oder? Nee. Na doch. Nein. Wie kommt man in die Kirche? Verdammte Axt. Ich weiß es nicht mehr.
Hi.
I was thinking, there really could be a repressed reason as to why you ended up there.
So you're excluding the idea that I received our Lord's calling in the dream?
I never thought about that. Sister Nicole doesn't sound bad at all, though.
Oh, fuck off.
Hey, language, Sister Nicole.
All right. So, if I think about the church, I think about my mother. She often helped Reverend Foster. She decorated for holidays, did fundraising, and put up booths to involve the whole community in parish activities, you know, that kind of stuff.
I know what you mean.
I think she found gratification in doing that, something she didn't get elsewhere, including the hotel. When we moved to Portland, she quit.
Fundraising?
God.
I gather you didn't exactly have a high opinion of your mother when you were a kid.
Well, she was really busy with the hotel. I was always running after Leonard. He was much more fun than she was, no doubt about it. He was a philosopher capable of calculating the motion of celestial bodies while taking apart and refitting a motorcycle in less than half an hour.
What about her?
Klingt cool.
In the same half hour, she could have audited a business balance sheet. There you go.
Klingt nicht cool.
A businesswoman.
No. What I understood later, living in such proximity to her, is that Mom loved feeling needed.
A religious community like ours makes you feel needed, without a doubt.
I suppose.
Religious communities like ours. Deine vielleicht, meine nicht.
Nikki?
When there was a party, my mother always got out the usual streamers and decorations and stuff. She raced in and out of the church, but I never discovered where she kept all those things.
Never asked?
Oh, a million times. She didn't want to answer. She said they were in a safe place. A real mystery.
What kind of decorations could they have possibly been?
Nothing explosive. It's just that I had the bad habit of sneaking all over the place and forgetting what time it was. There was that huge lady, the assistant cook, Mrs. Bryce. She used to get so mad.
A judicious girl.
They promised to reveal the secret storeroom when I got older, but I must have forgotten.
The mystery of the secret storeroom. Ooh, sounds good.
The riddle!
What are you talking about?
Leonard was never good at keeping secrets, but he taught me a riddle to get there.
Can you remember it?
Incredible. Yes. Oh, something like, down the stairs, watch your step, don't fall apart, or it's your end. Round a corner, turn around, there's your way in front of you. All that's closed can be open too if you see beyond its looks. But how can I remember it? How... it's...
Wow. A total mystery. Want to play?
Yes, I need to think about it. I have no idea what it means. I'll call you if anything comes to mind.
Ich habe zwar zugehört, aber wo ist denn der Ausgangspunkt? Treppe runter und dann around the corner. Rechts oder links? Keiner weiß es. Ey, das hilft nicht wirklich weiter. Das hilft mir nix. Alte Abstell kann man finden. Ja, die alte Abstell kann man wirklich finden. Ja, wo fängst du an? Das kann überall sein. Ja, das ist wirklich eine Sache, die mir bei dem Spiel hier nicht gefällt. Das ist alles sehr vage. Und das kannst du dir auch schenken.
You want to play the organ in a church in the middle of the night? Really?
Hey, what are you doing there?
Dunno. I think you stayed on the line. Didn't notice.
You think it's too horror? The church, the organ, the notes reverberating in the dark?
It's
sitzt
been
am Schreibtisch
years
und
since anyone played it.
My mother's heart would break to see it like this. She adored it.
You should take it with you. To play it. In Portland.
mich bitte
You're
auch.
better off listening to a cat in heat than my scales.
Well, you can always pick it up again. Even if I don't think it's crucial. I mean, playing the organ.
Yeah, right. Tell that to my mom.
Essential part of a woman's education, I must admit.
Oh, poor Mom. She had a daughter that would rather dig for gold at Hunter's Gulch till the cows came home.
I can totally picture you.
Uh-huh. Then there was Rachel, who reminded me how useless I was in music. Look how good Rachel is. Look how she puts her mind to it. She doesn't know how to read, but she's got a real ear for it. While I was considered the illiterate artist in the house. If Rachel had been around, she would have improvised Beethoven's Ninth.
Was she so perfect?
Yes. I'm only just now realizing how jealous I was.
Keep looking.
Hey Nicole, rede weiter. Das ist interessant.
What'd you find?
The paintings of the saints.
Interessiert mich
I
nicht
was
wirklich.
convinced Leonard had gotten rid of them.
Why?
He liked saying that it was more likely to find God in a supernova than in a church.
I don't see what he had in common with the Reverend Solomon Foster.
They mostly talked for long stretches, in between chess moves up in the attic.
United by pawns and bishops, but divided by the saints.
Divided by everything else, I'd say.
Warum fliegt da ein Schmetterling durch die Gegend? Moment. Das ist ja nicht normal, oder? Was steht da? Down the stairs, watch your steps, don't fall apart. Oh, it's... Das ist doch das, was sie gesagt hat. Da wäre ich fast dran vorbeigelaufen. Taschenlampe? Selbstverständlich.
Shit.
Komme ich da nicht durch? Doch. Jemand war hier. Das sieht seltsam aus. Retard. Kann man das lesen? Das sind Noten.
Oh, shit.
So,
Halt's Maul.
about the mystery decorations?
Bin gerade beschäftigt.
No decorations.
Is everything okay?
I found something.
What?
It's like someone built some kind of bedroom. Irving, you there?
Of course, yeah. What bedroom? Tell me what you see.
Okay. There's some windows.
Sag dem
Drawn
nicht
on the
alles.
walls. Books. Sheet music. A pink bed. It's like a kid's room.
No way.
Passt mir beides nicht.
This place doesn't make sense. No
Right.
one would live down here.
Nicole, Nikki, I think you should get out of there now.
Kannst
Oh,
knicken.
wait. There's got to be an explanation.
Okay, that's it. Now I'm calling the head office in Billings. I'm telling them it's code red emergency, so they'll have to...
Jesus Christ, Irving.
What?
This is all Rachel's stuff. Understand? It's her room, a replica.
You don't know that. You can't know what her room looked like.
Everything here reminds me of her. Let me look around.
Du
I'm
erzählst
sure I'll
uns nicht
find an
alles.
explanation.
But my other hand's on the red phone.
Keep it there, but don't make the call. I need to figure out what's going on here.
Ja, und ich muss jetzt hier auf Melden klicken und mich mit dem Idioten weiter unterhalten, oder? Ist leer.
Did you get out of there?
You know by any chance if Rachel wore a retainer?
Maybe. There was an article saying they hadn't found it at the site of the suicide.
I remember. She always made a horrible noise when she clipped it onto her palate with her tongue.
What does Rachel's retainer have to do with anything?
I found a box. It could be hers.
Why should someone keep a 10-year-old retainer?
Maybe they're not just keeping it. Maybe they're using it. The box is empty.
No way. I can't...
Let me go on.
Hey, can I make that call now?
You hear this sound?
Come on.
Listen. Hear it now?
What is it? It sounds like some kind of mechanism.
I'm in front of an air vent that could be connected to the top floor. Leonard had a grandfather clock up in the attic.
You can't hear things from a room that's so far away.
Can too. I used to
Klar.
lurk in front of vents like this to spy on guests in their rooms.
You're trying to tell me something.
The attic is where Leonard gave Rachel speech therapy sessions. Maybe you could hear what was going on up there from here.
That doesn't help.
Listen, I need to get into the attic. I need to figure out if a clock like that could still be working. Maybe there's someone who still takes care of it.
Nicole, please.
I'm hanging up. Call you later.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
We have to call someone. You have to get out of there right now.
Nee,
No,
du hältst mal's Maul
I
jetzt.
found a key. It's from my old music box, the one in Leonard's room.
I'm having a hard time following.
If everything in here is Rachel's, then why is my music box's key here?
I don't know and I don't want to know. Tell you what I think? Someone could have been in your room.
It doesn't matter.
How can you be so calm?
If someone was in there, he's not here now. I need to grab the chance to figure out what the hell is going on, or went on, here.
Der will uns aufhalten. Ja, was weiß der? Ich traue dem Typ überhaupt nicht.
Yes.
Nicole, listen. I already know what you're gonna say, but please trust me. Get out of there.
Nein.
No way.
You do realize you found a replica of a dead girl's bedroom. This is sick. This is a
The more things get freaky, bizarre, and painful, the more I need to figure out why. Why all of this?
We'll figure it out with the sheriff. Once you're out of there, into a safe hotel room in town. Please, just...
Listen, a bunch of strange things happened since I got here. Think about it. Phone calls on a dead line, old lipsticks that don't go bad. Leonard's notes where he says he saw a girl that's supposedly been dead for 10 years, and now this!
All good reasons to get out of there. We both agree that saving your skin is top priority, right?
I've looked over every inch of this place, and there's no one.
If it's true, you realize what that means.
What? What are you trying to tell me?
Your father... He spent years in there, in total solitude. With the weight of his family and Rachel on his conscience. He wasn't the kind of guy to just let the past slide with a shrug. You know that too.
Es ist mir eigentlich egal.
I can't believe you said something like that.
Think about it. That room could be an act of love. Distorted, even morbid, but in his eyes...
How dare you? My father might have had a lot of weaknesses, but surely what you're saying... Leave out that he cheated on my mom. Leave out that he fell in love with a 16-year-old, but fucking hell, don't you dare even think that! He would never have built a fucking underground shrine for a dead person.
Your father had changed in the end. You didn't spend time with him, but I met him, and I'm telling you.
No! I don't give a shit about what you have to say.
I just want you to know that...
If you don't want to help discover the
So schnell bin
truth,
ich
don't
nicht.
call me.
Genau, halt den Rand. So. Wir haben einen Schlüssel und ich würde jetzt gerne hier...
Asshole. How dare you? You don't know shit. You don't know fuck. Finally, a bit of peace and quiet.
Ja, hier. Würde ich gerne
It'll help
machen.
me clear my head without those incessant phone calls. I'm not a fucking switchboard, for fuck's sake. Okay, let me piece things together. I just found out there's a room dedicated to Rachel Foster in my father's hotel. Maybe with items from her real room. Holy Jesus, that's freaky. Some people think she didn't commit suicide, and some even think she's still alive. I have to think it through. What concrete clues did I find? First thing, the phone call. They said Rachel isn't dead. Then the lipstick from 10 years ago turns up, still good. And then my father's various notes where he says he still sees her.
Nach.
If that were true, it might explain the sighting by her friend here in the timberline. And now I find her retainer box, but no retainer. That room might not be a reconstruction. If Rachel didn't kill herself, Rachel could have lived here. But if she's still alive, why doesn't she tell her parents? Unless they're all in cahoots. No suicide, no timberline money. No, I'm just being paranoid. And then There'd be no reason for her to live in a fucking underground replica of her room.
Da sehe ich tatsächlich keinen Grund drin.
My
Gibt
key
genügend
in
Räume
the
hier,
middle of
man muss
Rachel's
nicht in dem...
stuff. Is it a message?
Das macht keinen Sinn.
Where do I fit in? Are you trying to tell me something, Dad?
My music box with the hockey player. I don't think I have the guts to hear that tune again. But I must.
Du musst. Kleine Medaille.
The 27th of December, 1983. The hockey finals at Missoula. Us against Cold Springs High. We won by sudden death after a 3-hour game, and I got the medal for the most number of face-offs won. According to the papers, that was the night Rachel killed herself. Coming home, Mom barely had the time to pull into the garage that I was already racing up to you, waving the medal in your face, Daddy. I was so happy. But you had other things on your mind, right? And you and Mom started fighting. The voices getting louder. That long silence when she comes down the stairs with suitcases and Mrs. Bryce tries to stop her. Mom's car stays here, and we leave with my Uncle John's. I never found out what started that fight. Mom never wanted to talk about it. Are you trying to, Daddy?
Tag 9. Kurze Pause. Wie ich das schneide, weiß ich noch nicht. Mal gucken. Tag 9. So. Also inzwischen ist es schon recht spät geworden. Ich habe aber das Gefühl, dass wir relativ nah am Ende sind. Ich würde das gerne heute noch fertig bekommen. Fortfahren.
Irving.
Finally.
I'm okay.
I was dying on this chair.
Ja.
Let's keep going, if you want. Together. So, I looked around the entire hotel, and if there's still a chance of getting to the bottom of this story, then it's gotta be behind the locked door on the last floor, in the attic.
Ja.
That wing has been condemned for years.
I know, I'll be careful.
Okay.
There are too many things that I took for granted. It's as if someone was putting pieces of my past in front of me to show them to me under another light.
Who are you talking about, Nikki?
Ich mag ihn nicht.
Maybe me. In my music box, I found the medal I won the night Rachel died. Dad could have put it there, and if he did, there must be a reason.
It all sounds insane.
The night Rachel died. Maybe I have to start from there. I played in that really long hockey game. But what was going on in the meantime? You remember that night, Irving?
I think I was at church with my family.
Church.
Super.
That night we had a mass for the poor here. We held one every year. As usual, Mom volunteered to take me to the game, but she was so busy with the soup kitchen that I was afraid she was going to be late. I remember while she ran around, she said she ordered me to close the mezzanine.
You mean the intermediate floor above the reception? What's in there?
A storeroom.
Have you been up there?
No, I'd forgotten all about it. I'd better take a look before moving on.
Okay, dann gehen wir da mal hin. Ich brauche Werkzeug. Irgendwie muss ich da ja durchkommen. Tadam, 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 tadam. So, jetzt irgendwo hier, aber wo? Hier in der Ecke vielleicht? Ja. Ich hätte fast gesagt nein. Doch, doch, hier, genau da. So, wir haben Licht. Ich finde euch wirklich nicht gruselig. Aber das ist interessant. Das impliziert ja irgendwie, dass jemand mit einem Hockeyschläger als eine Hockeyspielerin wie wir mal gucken. Sag mal was.
Irving? Hello? Can you hear me?
Nicht Irving,
I'm on the
sag du was.
mezzanine, and it's a nightmare.
There are mannequins everywhere. They're set up like in a scene. There's one with a hockey stick. Wait, what the fuck? That's my stick! If you're listening to me, whoever set up this representation, I think they want to tell me that Rachel was killed? But why my hockey stick? Hello? Hello? Oh God, why isn't he answering? Irving, I swear I'm not kidding. This is a huge deal. If you can hear me, it's time to make that phone call.
Ja. Ich finde die Schaufensterpuppen jetzt nicht wirklich. Geh da durch, geh da durch. Na los. Jetzt. Ich finde die
Where are
Schaufensterpuppen
you, Nicole?
nicht
It's about
wirklich
time.
gruselig.
Did you hear my messages?
Ich will
How many
jetzt
doors
raus.
have you opened, Nicole? How many are still missing?
What doors are you talking about?
Keep going.
Hello? Hello, Irving.
Falsche Seite. Ja, aber ohne Werkzeug komme ich da nicht durch. Ich brauche da irgendwie ein Seiten. Ah, jetzt ist plötzlich offen. Ist ja alles klar. Ich bin vollkommen alleine hier. Natürlich. Was auch sonst. Da geht nix. Geht auch nix. Hier, null. Da schon. Schatz, besorg dir mal irgendwas Rohrartiges, Brecheisenartiges. Irgendwas in der Art. Ich glaube, wir könnten das bald sehr brauchen. Clinky Christmas. Ja, 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 ja. Ich krieg's mit. Ich habe euch gesagt, ich traue diesem Irving nicht. Ich traue ihm nicht. Small Town Girl, ja, wow. Oder vielleicht kein Brecheisen, nimm doch mal einen Hockeyschläger. Beweise, die sehe ich auch. Da kann ich jetzt nichts mitmachen, da kann ich auch niemanden drauf ansprechen. Okay. Was haben wir hier? Das steht wahrscheinlich gerade hinter uns, mehr oder weniger. Der muss doch hier sein. Komm, das geht doch schief hier.
Hello?
I imagine you found my room.
Ja.
What? What does all this mean?
That's a question I've asked myself many times. What does all this mean, Irving? How far do you want to push yourself? How much can you take?
Brecheisen,
Every
Baseballschläger,
memory.
Hockeyschläger, irgendwas.
Painstakingly gathered, every reconstructed piece, every little element retrieved from the dark. A photo, a hairband, a lipstick. It means remembering, Rachel. That's what all this means. I didn't choose this path. I had to do it.
You realize you're talking like you're crazy.
These walls ooze with memories. The memories get into the walls. Under the floorboards, they creep into the crawl spaces.
Es wird nicht besser, du klingst
You're
immer
not
noch
with
verrückt.
FEMA. You, Jenkins, you never talked to him. Your boss, the phone call, all those weird events. You were behind all of them.
Someone had to bring the last piece of the memory puzzle here. The most important one. You.
Me? I...
Your father wanted to keep you out of it. I convinced him that only you could resolve the equation, as he called it.
I don't understand.
How could you? Over the last few days, you got a little taste of what it means to dig around in the past, hunting for memories that scratch away behind every wall in the night. We did it for years, day after day after day.
Willst du Mitleid oder was?
All lies.
I have nothing against lies. I grew up around lies. But now it's time for the truth to come out. Finally.
Ich habe kein Werkzeug, aber...
Where are you now?
I want to tell you a story. There was an invisible boy. Like everyone, he just wanted to run on the grass, ride a bike, swim in the lake in summer. But his father had other plans for his soul. In his dark world made of silence and prayer, there shone only one star. His wonderful sister. A heavenly creature that spent hours telling him fairy tales in secret. She who told him what a free and strong man he would become one day.
Rachel?
She was like that. Free and strong. At the time, I didn't understand her dyslexia. Or what retard meant. What they called her at school. But I could hear her cry. At night. I wanted to protect her. But I couldn't. One day, that beautiful, luminous creature met someone. A human being that saw her. For real.
My dad.
Yes. And I was the invisible witness of what happened. A love. Simply a love. Nothing more, nothing less. But that love was too much. And it would be punished. Who paid for this love, Nicole?
Rachel. Rachel was your sister.
Now I remember you.
You were too caught up with your hatred for Rachel to notice the innocent little kid that sometimes tagged along.
Warum?
I didn't hate your sister. I was just jealous.
Doesn't matter. Those days are over.
How could I have forgotten you?
I was raised to be forgotten.
Gib mir
Irving?
Werkzeug.
Where are you right now?
The day my sister paid with her life for her love, we all died. We make up the history of the Timberline.
It was a tragedy. But you...
We all got frozen there, in that very moment. In that confined horizon of events. As you'll understand. As you've already begun to understand.
I want to know what you want from me.
You have to keep going to get to where I wasn't able to go. You will be the new witness. You owe it to us. And you owe it to her.
Ich teile seine Meinung nicht uneingeschränkt. Und hier sind wir. Und hier sehen wir nichts. Schade, wäre schön gewesen.
A few years have passed since I last used this old tape recorder. I think you were in elementary school. I imagine a testament should start in a poised manner. My dear Nicole, my favorite daughter, etc., etc. Poised, weighty, serious, irrevocable. I prefer asking you how you are. How are you, Nicky? You're probably tired. I can imagine. At this point of your journey, the marks and voices of this old hotel will have already whispered all their secrets. You've always been good at solving puzzles.
Such dir Werkzeug, sobald du ihn siehst, zieh ihm eins über. Und dann neun.
Irving has always been convinced that you, only you, could surmount the fear and suffering that exuded from these hallways. We tried. We waited. We were terrified. We studied. We listened. We listened to her. But all the love in the world wasn't enough to decipher those muted vowels, those wide open eyes, those tears of light. In your time and space, in the here and now, I will no longer be with you. But it doesn't matter, trust me, it doesn't. I have a new theory, Nicky. Love is, and remains. It is in the wood you stand on, in the walls that keep up this hotel.
Who are you
In the
talking
air
about?
we breathe. And sometimes it hates. It hates those who didn't allow it, those who cast it aside with indifference, and those who can't recognize it. Stars still emanate their light, even after collapsing, right? There's a lot of light here. There's light in death. I want to free myself of all this darkness. I can no longer see the stars. I'm tired of surviving in this limbo. So, how are you, Nicky? I'm good. I will be
Geh mir nicht auf die Nerven.
good. out what Rachel is saying, Nikki.
She's here.
Na komm. Die Schritte höre ich auch. Claire. Claire ist die Mutter. Ja. Nicole, da brauche ich deine Hilfe. Was? Ich? Ja, bestimmt. Claires Auto. Okay. Mal kurz hier. Drüben, ne? Ja. Claires Auto ist der Käfer, der in der Tiefgarage stand. Da müssen wir ein bisschen laufen jetzt. Ich weiß wie. Tadam, tadam. Ist ein Stück zu laufen. Ja. Wie gruselig. Wir hören Nicoles Herzschlag.
Hello.
Leonard was a very special man.
But been busy.
His soul was big enough to love both you and Rachel.
I knew my father's soul better than anyone.
You were just a jealous kid.
Don't you dare try to make me feel guilty. You don't...
I just want you to get to the truth.
So why didn't you tell me about the truth?
Tell who? The Nicole who
Bist du
thought eating
überhaupt, du
beans was the
Vogel?
worst tragedy and couldn't wait to finish this business and run away, forgetting everything all over again?
Kannst
You
du's
don't know
Maul
anything
halten?
about what my mother and I went through.
But you're different to when you got here. Now you can discover the truth, a truth that otherwise would have destroyed you. I didn't lie to you. I protected you.
Tadam.
Listen, I'm sorry about Rachel. I hated her, and I hated my father, but I never wanted it to end like that. I understand your pain. Maybe
Dude,
better
I
than
hate
anyone.
you!
Betrayal,
Ist der Käfer da?
shame, death. My family was destroyed,
Mom's Auto.
just like yours. How much longer does this pain have to last?
It'll be over soon.
What else is there to know?
You want the truth. Well, I can't give it to you. I've already given you everything I could. Now you have to tie the pieces together.
Heftig.
What does that mean?
Your father always said we are the sum of the people we take with us, and you abandoned these people. Here, in this place.
Enough riddles, Irving. I'm tired.
Me, too. You're the only one who can give a finale to this story. It's time you open the last door.
Mach ich. Da ist gar nichts. Da ist nichts. Und jetzt? Wo ist die Decke? Habe ich die mitgenommen? Ich schätze schon. Okay, ich soll die Decke waschen. Dann muss ich in die Wäscherei. Schätze ich mal, da kommen wir nicht durch. Richtig. So, finde ich die Laundry jetzt spontan. Halt hier links rum. Ne, durch den Boiler Room. Wirklich? Melde irgendwas, ich sehe nichts.
Oh God. How could I have forgotten?
Soll das Blut sein?
I saw everything. I was there. All the pieces were in front of my eyes.
A kid's eyes.
It was the same night as the hockey game in Missoula. Reverend Foster was so busy with the preparations of the meals for the giving to the poor at the Timberline Church. And my mother, Claire, said that we would get back from the game in time for the distribution. She convinced my father to help the Reverend, and he'd come with his whole family. You and Rachel.
Yeah. I remember it like it was yesterday.
I couldn't find my stick. I panicked and I went down to the garage. Claire was there, red in the face. Her look.
Her look?
It was just a fleeting feeling. That's why I erased it from my memory. I had to erase it, understand?
What was in her look?
It just wasn't her. It was like a frightful creature. A disturbed, dangerous animal. I've never seen her like that before or after. Not even on her deathbed. And then she put her hands on her hips, exhausted. She smiled. And there she was again, my mom. I thought it must have just been the impression of a moment. I had the finals against Cold Springs High awaiting me. I climbed in the car, throwing my bag into the back seat. My hockey stick was there. Claire said she'd cleaned it. She'd cleaned it.
Go on.
No, I don't.
Go on!
We got there on time and I played. Best game of my life. And the last. Claire was on the bleachers encouraging me and cheering. And then I lost sight of her. For 2 whole periods, I think. And later, when I asked, she said she'd moved because Marty O'Donegal's father was getting on her nerves. But it wasn't true.
Just enough time to go back to the car.
Don't say it. Irving, don't say it. Don't say a thing. I don't... I traveled all the way with Rachel's body and the baby she carried inside of her in the trunk, rolled in the blanket. God, oh my God. She killed Rachel.
She killed Rachel?
Thank you, Nikki.
You've had your revenge. I hope all this gives you the peace you were looking for.
I wanted you to help me uncover the truth.
You're saying you didn't know that Claire...
I was only a kid.
Oh, Claire.
Plus, she never wanted me to get to the bottom of it.
Rachel is here?
You know, I think she's still protecting me. But I'm grown up now. Now,
Was du so sagst.
we can all be reunited at last.
What? Wait, where are you going? Listen, we can work things out. What happened is terrible, but all the main players in this story are dead. Get it? Dead. We are still alive. We're alive. Me, you, we didn't do anything.
That's exactly what we did wrong, Nicole. We didn't do anything. It's beautiful here. Rachel told me about it so many times, but I never thought it was so beautiful.
What? Irving, where are you?
It's white as far as the eye can see, beyond the mountains.
You left the hotel? But it's too cold. You'll die out there. Irving, please.
I've lived in the dark for years. You freed me. And now I can finally rest in the light. I can go back to her.
Don't go. You can't. Don't leave me too. We have our drink.
It's not a goodbye, my tough, pragmatic, stubborn Nikki. We'll meet again. Another time. Beyond this horizon of events. Everything is...
Irving?
Das war's.
I don't want to stay alone here.
Nee.
Everything seems to be becoming dark. I'm scared.
Lüge wie gedruckt. Verkauf das Hotel zum bestmöglichen Preis und komm nicht zurück.
Rachel?
Ja, bestimmt.
Is that you?
Bestimmt ist hier gerade Errungenschaft freigeschaltet. Allein. Kann ich irgendwas tun? So, macht sie selber. Okay.
Yes?
Nicole, it's me, Jenkins, the attorney. Finally, I can get through. You don't know how many times I've tried. I can't hear you. The connection's bad. How are you?
Großartig. Kurze Executive Summary, please.
Great. I'm glad. You're sure you get...
Listen, I don't want to sell the hotel anymore.
Nicht?
What? Damned interference. I didn't catch you. What'd you say?
I don't want to sell the hotel anymore. You've been really nice. Your job is done. Thanks.
Oh, well, I see. Well, you're the owner, and you got every right to decide. But maybe we should talk about it in person. I want to understand. This kind of decision...
I'm back home. And I have to stay here. Forever.
Wait a sec, let's talk. And there's also my thing.
Du musst den roten Knopf drücken.
You know, Mom, I was thinking about going to the lake. Remember where we went with Uncle John last year? Daddy and I started talking about the stars. You can't see them during the day,
Mit wem redest du?
but they're always there. You feel like it? I would so like it. And we can have dinner at Doc Smith's diner on the bank. Rachel and Irving could come with us? What do you think? It would be so nice to be all together. Mom, Dad.
Na, dafür müsstest du aber auch von der Klippe springen.
Wait. I did all that you asked me. Stop it, please. Anger shouldn't rule our life. You
Dann
said
mach.
that. I'm scared.
68er Dodge. Gib Gas.
I don't want to die. It's getting dark. I can't see the light.
Ausschalten. Gibt's einen Timeout? Wahrscheinlich, ne? Okay. Ich habe echt drüber nachgedacht, nicht auszuschalten.
I'll stay here with you, Daddy. Mom, we'll bring back the timberline to
Ich
its
hätte vielleicht
forge
doch
together.
nicht ausschalten
We will
sollen.
be happy again, all together. Yes. Like a whole family. No more anger. Just love.
Wieder vereint. Eine interessante, etwas wirre Geschichte, die mir nicht genug in die Tiefe ging. Ich hätte gerne genauer erfahren, was da abgelaufen ist. Ein bisschen mehr Hintergrund aus der Zeit erfahren, als das mit Rachel passiert ist. Nicht nur die paar Newsartikel, die waren ein bisschen zu wenig. Optisch, super Spiel, sehr atmosphärisch. Mir gefällt das Hotel sehr, sehr gut. Ich könnte gut verstehen, wenn sie es gerne behalten möchte und vielleicht in irgendeiner Form wieder in Gang bringen möchte. Kann ich gut nachvollziehen. Mir gefällt es wirklich gut. Tolle Atmosphäre. Soundtrack ist auch gut, unaufdringlich, aber passend. Die Voice Actors, das waren ja nur, waren es 3, 4, haben auch einen guten Job gemacht. Wäre natürlich schön gewesen, wenn es auf Deutsch gewesen wäre auch. Aber bevor man da irgendwelche Leute nimmt, die einfach nur einen Text vom Blatt ablesen, dann lässt man es besser so, wie es ist. So gesehen war auch das sehr gut. Es sind doch mehr, guck mal hier. Doch 8 Stück. Ja, am Ende habe ich kurz darüber nachgedacht, vielleicht doch nicht den Motor auszuschalten. Habe ich natürlich dann doch gemacht. Ich habe ihn ausgeschaltet, ja, natürlich. Was aber vollkommen klar sein muss, hier unsere Nicole braucht definitiv Betreuung. Die braucht eine vernünftige Therapie. Das wird die alleine so nicht in absehbarer Zeit verarbeiten können. Ein genaues Urteil kann ich da jetzt gar nicht mir erlauben, weil, wie gesagt, ich hätte gerne mehr gewusst, was da in der Vergangenheit passiert ist. Unsere Nicole wusste sehr viel über Rachel, über Rachels Vater, vielleicht auch noch andere Leute im Umfeld, was sie uns nicht gesagt hat. Sie hätte uns das von vornherein sagen können. Und da hätten wir dann eine insgesamt bessere Einschätzung gehabt. Aber ein interessantes Spiel. Ich weiß gar nicht, wie lange wir jetzt insgesamt gebraucht haben. Was mir nicht gefallen hat, ich bin zwischendurch wie blöde rumgelaufen, weil ich nicht wusste, wo ich hin musste. Das Spiel hätte mir an der Stelle vielleicht hin und wieder mal so einen kleinen Hinweis geben können. Es wäre auch toll gewesen, wenn ich auf der Karte gesehen hätte, wo ich gerade bin. Gigantisch ist das Hotel nicht. Man kann sich da schon zurechtfinden, aber trotzdem, das wäre an manchen Stellen echt hilfreich gewesen. Gerade bei den Teilen vom Hotel, die nicht Publikumsverkehr sind, sondern hintenrum, das ist dann schon ein bisschen verwirrender. Das hätte man besser machen können. Ansonsten ein sehr schönes Spiel. Aber ich bereue es nicht, das gespielt zu haben. Aufnahme stoppen, rendern, hochladen. Bis bald.